Welcome back to CBSE Board Economics. My name is Saddam Hussain. I welcome you all. In this video, we are talking about the last unit, that is unit number 8 of Indian Economic Development of Class 12. We have already done the entire macroeconomics. I'm 100% sure you must have thoroughly learned all the topics for your coming board exam sometime in May. Now let's discuss in this last unit. In this unit, as you know that we are comparing three countries, India, Pakistan and China. What kind of similarities they have in their economic development and how one country is helping each other. So we see the planning in China and Pakistan, India adopts it, and the reciprocal, same with Pakistan and China. There are a lot of similarities. That's why in this unit we are making a comparative study of India, Pakistan and China. Today we are talking an exclusive topic, that is compare demographic indicators of India, China and Pakistan. What exactly is demographic indicators? Demographic indicators, they talk about a country's population, they talk about the growth rate of population in the country, they talk about density of population in the country, they talk about sex ratio, they talk about fertility rate and urbanization. These are some of the demographic indicators. When we talk about these, let's see how these three countries, what kind of demographic indicators they have. Of course, in this, again, they have close similarities. Let's talk about the first one, population. We already know China is the most populated country in the world. Not compared to these two countries, India and Pakistan. China is the most populated country in the world with a population of 1,371 million people. And this is, of course, we're talking about this population of all these three countries according to 2015 census. So the population of China in 2015 was 1,371 million people. And then comes India here, and of course China is the third largest country in the world, India is the sixth largest country in the world, and India is the second most populated compared to China and Pakistan. The India's population according to 2015 census was 1,311 million, 1,311, and of course Pakistan is a small country compared to India, and China is a small country. So the population of China according to 2015 census was 188 million people. So we are talking about the demographic indicators of India, Pakistan and China. China is the largest country in the world. According to 2015 census, the China's population was 1,371 million people, and India's population was 1,311, and Pakistan, of course, a small country compared to India and India and China, it has 188 million people according to 2015 census. So please do remember these figures and definitely write the year according to 2015. Now the figures must have changed. We are following the NCERT, right, book. And growth rate of population. When we talk about growth rate of population in India, Pakistan and China, let's see what kind of growth rate they have. China has 0.1%, very less compared to India and Pakistan. India has 1.2%, right, growth rate, and Pakistan has a growth rate of population of 2.1%. why China has a mere 0.5% growth rate of population. In 1970s, China introduced one-child policy. That means a couple or a family should have only one child. If you have more than one children, then there were severe punishments were there. So that's why the Chinese never went in for a huge population. That's why the growth of population in China was 0.5%, very less. But of course, it had some adverse impact for China, because over the year, over a period of time, the China's population will grow old and they have to provide lot of security and they won't have any working population. That's the problem with China. That is, China has 0.5%. India, of course, 1.2% population they have. Pakistan, 2.1%. The growth rate of population of Pakistan was comparatively very high compared to China and India. Why? Because in Pakistan, so they have, the population control policy was not there. So according to maybe the religious sentiments, so that's why the growth rate of population in Pakistan was slightly high. So just remember, China has a very small growth rate, that is 0.5%. India is 1.2%, Pakistan 2.1%. And now we go to the third indicator of demographic divide, density of population. Density of population means number of people living per square kilometer. Per square kilometer. China, we already know, it's a large, that the biggest country or the largest country in the world. That is why the density of population in China was very less. That is 146 persons per square kilometer. Because of a huge, massive land they have. China has 146 persons per square kilometer. India, you have 441 persons per square kilometer, because compared to China, India is a smaller country. And Pakistan is a very small country compared to China, India. So in Pakistan, the per square kilometer is, that is, density of population is 245 persons per square kilometer. So about density of population. Now let's go to the next indicator, that is sex ratio. So we're talking about demographic indicator, sex ratio. Sex ratio means number of females per 1,000 men. So let's see here in India, in all these three countries, you know what, they prefer a son over a daughter. They prefer, whether it is India, Pakistan and China. That's why there is a sex ratio was a bit disturbed here. So look at this one. In India, the sex ratio was 929 female per 1,000 males. 929. And in China, 941 per 1,000 males. And in Pakistan, again more or less like India, 947 females per 1,000 males. So there is a clear indicator here, more or less almost all the countries have the same sex ratio because of preference of a boy over a girl, or a male child over a female child. And now we go to the fertility rate here. Fertility rate in China, 1.6 births. So fertility rate, 1.6 births. And India, 2.3. And Pakistan, 3.7 births, because I've already told you in Pakistan, there is no family planning, or there is no what do you call it here, population control schemes. 3.7, 2.3 and 1.6. Some of these figures, please try to remember. Sometimes they might ask you for 1 mark or question. So what is the fertility rate in China, or the fertility rate in India or Pakistan? The last one you have urbanization. Urbanization means people living in cities or migrating from villages to cities. China, already we discussed, it is progressing very fast. So most of the people migrated here. So I mean, no, not exactly that. In China it is 5.6%, India 33%, and Pakistan 39. This Pakistan is very small, and China is a huge country. That's why urbanization is 5.6, very less compared to India and Pakistan. India 33%, because in China what happened, right, you know, even the small villages also developed because of they developed, you know, they made communes. We already learned it, and they started industries in the backyard of their homes. That's why even the villages also well developed. That's urbanization in China was 5.6%, and India 33%, and Pakistan 39%. So now what we discussed, we made compare demographic indicators of India, China, and Pakistan. So demographic indicators, they deal with the birth rate, they deal with the population, they deal with the urbanization, they deal with the sex ratio in the country. These are some of the demographic indicators. So we have seen just now India, Pakistan, and China have close similarities as far as the sex ratio is concerned, as far as population is concerned, as far as the other demographic indicators. In this, we repeat once again, the population. So we already know China is the largest populated country in the world. So it has something like 1,371 million people. India is the second most populated country, 1,311 million people. Pakistan, this is 188 million. These are according to the 2015 census. So growth rate of population, China, it is 0.5. We discussed just now why the growth rate of population in China is very less, because of one child policy. Remember that. India 1.2%, Pakistan 2.1%. And then you have density of population. The Pakistan has a high growth rate of population. We just discussed it, because in Pakistan there's not much emphasis is given on population control. Density of population, that is number of persons per square kilometer. In China it is 146 persons per square kilometer, India 441, Pakistan 245 persons per square kilometer. Sex ratio, that is number of females per 1,000 males. India 929 females per 1,000 males, China 941, Pakistan 947. Fertility rate, China 1.6 births, India 2.3, and Pakistan 3.7 births. So that is the fertility rate. China is less because of one child policy. Urbanization, China, even the villages have developed very fast, so that's why all places have been urbanized. 5.6%, India 33%, and Pakistan 39%. So now we compare the growth rate of compare the demographic indicators of India, China, and Pakistan. Population, look at this one. Now I'll be reading in complete holistic points, or the complete points. China is the most populous country in the world with 1,371 million people, and India is the second most populated country with 1,311 million people. As compared to China and India, population of Pakistan is very less, 100 million people. These figures are according to 2015 census. Growth rate of population, the second point. Watch it on the board. Though China is the most populated country, but its annual growth rate of population is the lowest, 0.5%, as compared to India, that is 1.2%, and Pakistan 2.1%. The reason for the low growth of population in China is the one-child policy introduced in China in late 1970s. One-child policy of China has successfully reduced the growth rate of population and provides a better health service for women, and has reduced the risk of death and injury associated with pregnancy. However, this policy has some other implications also. What are these? For instance, after a few decades, there will be more elderly people in proportion to young people in China. This will force China to take steps to provide social security measures with fewer workers. Number 3, keep watching it. China is the third density of population we're talking about. China is the third largest country in the world, and growth rate of population is lowest in China as compared to India and Pakistan. As a result, density of population of China is the lowest, 146 persons per square kilometer, as compared to India, 441 persons per square kilometer, and Pakistan, 245 persons per square kilometer. Then you have sex ratio, the fourth one. Due to preference of son, sex ratio is low and biased against females in all the 3 countries. Sex ratio is the lowest in India with 929 females per 1000 males. In China and Pakistan, the corresponding figures are 941 and 947. And the fifth point is fertility rate. Fertility rate is calculated as the number of children born by a woman in the reproductive age of 15 to 45 years. What exactly is fertility rate? Is calculated as the number of children born by a woman in the reproductive age, that is between 15 to 45 years on an average. Since the introduction of one-child policy, the fertility rate in China has fallen from 3 births per woman in 1980 to approximately 1.6 births. Fertility rate is the highest in Pakistan at 3.7 births per woman. And India comes second with 2.3 births per woman. And the last one is urbanization. Urbanization is the highest in China, 5.6%. In India and Pakistan, the corresponding figures are 33% and 39%. So you have seen the demographic indicators of the 3 countries, India, Pakistan and China. This is very important from the examination point of view. How it is important, sometimes they ask you which country has maximum fertility rate and why. Sometimes they ask you the sex ratio in India, sex ratio in China, Pakistan, and they might ask you about the population and growth rate of population. They might ask you, you remember that one-child policy, that's very important, right? So we keep watching it repeatedly, write down the points in a separate notebook and memorize. That's all we have time for this video. Till we meet next time, don't forget to share, subscribe and like all our videos. We wish you all the best for your board exams. Goodbye from Saddam Hussein.